I'm 23 years old now. When I was 16 years old, I worked at a water park, and every morning we used to do in-service and do some training and stuff like that. One day we did some training, and I took off my whistle to swim afterwards. I don't know why, I just didn't feel like wearing it. Well, anyways, of course, I left underneath the slide, and didn't get it back on by the time the park opened, which is kind of a big no-no, and you're a lifeguard and everything is kind of a bad thing. But anyways, the station I was starting out on when the park opened was, we had a 5-story water slide, and I was starting out dispatching that slide. So I had to walk up 5 stories. And what had happened is, when you're opening up a slide like that in the morning, so you have your water jug that you're required to have, which is like a huge gas station water jug, and a rescue tube, and if you were under 48 inches, you were required to go down the slide with an adult on a double tube wearing a life vest. Well, we're not going to make people that didn't read a sign walk down 5 flights of stairs again. You know what I mean? So we had life vests up there, but you had to bring the life vest up there. So I had arm full of life vests on both arms. I just walked up 5 flights of stairs. What it was, there was 2 slides up there, and one was under construction still, and one was open. So I get all the way to the top of this 5-story thing, and there is, I got my water, my rescue tube, and life jackets everywhere. And right when I get up there, there's a raccoon at the top of the slide, which is BS, because we were supposed to check that every day. Like, there's one group that did DOA, and they tested everything to make sure no one was dying, no animals were hiding and stuff. Anyways, there's a raccoon chilling up there, and it is the biggest raccoon I've ever seen in my entire life. It looked like a 5-gallon bucket with a head and a tail. It was ginormous. So that thing sees me, and I drop the life jackets, and it runs and trips over a step and tumbles down the first flight of stairs, like looks back up at me, and then keeps running down. And I said, I gotta tell someone, because we can't have a giant mutant raccoon running around the park the rest of the day eating children and whatnot. This is the family water park. This is ridiculous. And so I grabbed for my whistle, and I'm gonna be like, tweet, tweet, tweet. That's the code for a zone guard to come up. And I realized I have no whistle, 0% whistle in my vicinity, and that's not good, because now I have no way of informing anyone of anything. So I see my zone guard, and I'm like, Kaylee, and she's like, blow your whistle. And I'm like, I don't have my whistle. And she's like, blow your whistle. So I'm 5 stories up. I was like, I don't have my whistle. She's like, why don't you have your whistle? I'm like, there's a raccoon. It's the size of a 5-gallon bucket with a head. Go get my whistle, and also go get a dude that can handle shit like this. And she did. She brought me my whistle. But the raccoon went underneath the kid slides. They're called otter slides, and they were like little slopey slides that only little kids could go on under 48 inches by themselves. They empty off into like a 2-foot deep pool, and I figured that was the worst place for a raccoon to be. So they shut that down, and they chase him out. I'm still sitting up on the 5th tower here, and I'm watching them. This thing gets out from underneath there with like spray it with something, chemicals I assume, and it books out from underneath the slide, and there's an 8-foot fence that goes around the water park. This thing jumped the fence without even touching it. Just ran and jumped an 8-foot fence. Okay, so you're telling me there's raccoons the size of 5-gallon buckets with a head and a tail that can jump 8 feet in the air? What? That's scary, is all I'm saying. That is scary.